GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign.
2007. Our Ghana Police Service.
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kwalebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@ghanaweb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
Say bang you, say Bontino. Now the canty, Yadi wako to prison. Me buy wa the car, one go we are the Nabosiano about Yadi wako to Modi. One be as may you are more about Bonti. So about so remember what the count one Yadi wako to prison. Maybe you are more about Bonti. As someone will catch them. Tigana for more about was saying with the prison when you are young was it. Maybe I have a baby now, mother, I have a mama. The Sicano will be uncle Uncle Bobosia. The Sicano, that's a common over and was on to him, one to him, Crasicano. The common over, and to me, you control the animal, but I say, and you are to prison. And to me, baby, you want the prison and what the cardiac, the you now, what about one thing. Some more.
And yeah, no. Now, for me, I also buy a friend for November Day, my president of Ghana. Aren't you?
A queer form of Kunku, I want to avoid them. What to be anywhere in them. No, what the one I read, the Ghana. Okay. What I will say was what I will from say, Pet. I want no cook, what you shout at me. None of one I read. Okay. Let be our work for us. Will be out on town. So, by President, I will be nah, and I, your business from so many. I also tell me, yeah, magic card, so I was saying to the card, yeah, the master to be. Debbie, yes, I'm fan to her. And I'm about you now to go with them. Now, this year to Abana, I was saying I'm in the pan to be empty, and I was saying I'm in the pan to be empty, and I'm an answer. When we have visited the whole of one year with them, 1 year with them, and now it is a kind. Nothing I better say, Pimians. You better go to Aban and then Pimmy, not the Wapping. The whole of one idea. I didn't know what.
To be president.
Oh, magic card. I can't just say the card and talk to them. I for your business. Yes, I'm fan to Abba. As Auntie Baba. School friend, I'm the buy. The Macan, when you start a paper. Oh, him by a travel, what's over anymore? Why not be a fast hand? I am a man, and I don't know some travel, or not over anymore. May so we'll try that chair will be a. Yeah, what you have is something yet? My baby. My grandson, my son, what can something yet? Somebody a buy car, Rebecca. My grandson, many a buy car. Maybe yes, the chairman, I want to have many a buy car. Baby, I was with the Nina actually, I tried to come up. What the book are, the charity that can't hold the fake at home. So, yeah, 1 year I feel watching, and yeah, trip. Well, be a 1 year and trip. And then I'm a heavy person. When you say I'm going to everybody, when I'm going to everybody, we are day more. We are day more. The bonfire and I'm going to mentality. But be also 1 year of it, where your bass from home, where your new person of home. The poor Basso, I didn't for one thing about poor Basso. I don't know what it is. Maybe I can't say, what's it? Any fact you don't want to say, yeah, your Bahama can be said. And so say, Guy may a family. Now, maybe no, you. I ban say, I using to enforce the bar say, will be on church, you know. I want Kuren in our clatter since I where the other more say, or your best sign. 1 fat in the fear number. No one found 1 number. To me, I was say, I did, and 1 more side be added if you are no money, 4 number go so. 1 more at me, that's what you have. That's also in the moment. What for computer at now? Now I watch church and not about you anymore. I do. I don't know that. My baby, I'm just out there. I'm that's not what I'm mind. I'm in some way to get it. And yeah,
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the Organ Donation Legislation
2007. Our Ghana Police Service
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edges.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kwalebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@ghanaweb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
It's 61 days to the general elections and Ghanaians are gearing up for the moment. GhanaWeb's campaign trail makes a stop today at the Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency, which is highly being contested by NDC's John Seto Dumelo and NPP's Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan, who happens to be the sitting NP. Being an NPP stronghold, it begs the question if NDC's John Dumelo can capture the seat for his party. The constituents get to make that decision. We are currently at East Legon American House to speak with constituents on the performance of their MP and also what decisions influences their decision to cast the ballot. Welcome to GhanaWeb's campaign trail.
John Dumelo said, I know na meto ma ba mam. Me de omon ka ahwe ba MPP fo no omoba so a ombe skata ha ombe bubu ha nyina na nneoma aye basa ba ndisi fo nde omoba omon nya ne sa. Nse me de nti ameto ama Dumelo ni se minim so oba se ebubu na omobubu ha no enkoso. MPP fo no omoba power ombe bubu ombe skata omo se ye nneoma nyina ba minim se ndisi de omba bibia be fine. Se me de meto ama mahama ene Dumelo.
So in summary, our mother is saying that she will cast her vote for the NDC and the NDC representative John Seto Dumelo. According to her, when NDC is in power, there are lots of developmental projects that goes on in the constituency as compared to that of the NPP. Speaking on the performance of Lydia Al-Hassan, she claims she personally hasn't seen any developmental projects yet. That could be different in other people's cases.
Lockdown in Bayern, Mali dia boy. Koye ni binu ye ti fi ni hwe. Ko bat o my duane ehwe si say hu ti say o my nsuo free nyama nyina wanje hwe no ye my. Ba me timi to aba. Me timi ntumo bi for send the obo me da no. Na me to man. Me to man we ba omia.
So basically he is casting his vote for Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia and Lydia Seiram Al-Hassan at Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency. According to him, during the lockdown, their current MP, Lydia Al-Hassan, really helped them in immense ways. So he is casting his ballot for the NPP.
Because when lockdown by no on one my issue my adriane two a do say be buhan so dina Emma Ayawa ton ade to waboa yem pa bebre to me no de ma be gina so a me beto abane se Emma ba umudu ba umiane se free education e ba no me ma akobi nti eno na be ma san gina so na mato abano amon.
So our mother here will cast her vote for the NPP, which echoes the sentiments of many of the constituents here. Equally, she also made mention of how helpful Lydia Seiram Al-Hassan was to them during the lockdown. She provided them with food, water, and other stuff. So she is casting her ballot for the NPP.
Me tuama John Dumelo ne John Mahama. No na me hu say omo baaye no. Hu say Mahama say hospitals are osisi ye, schools are osisi ye. Bebre na wo ho anka omo commission ne schools are osisi ye bebre ne baaye anka menjin this a double track ebe wo so ye mba no ebre.
Our mother here she's more aligned towards the NDC and John Seto Dumelo. She will cast her vote for the NDC. According to her, she believes the NDC has a lot more to do as compared to the NPP. She complained bitterly about abandoned projects under the current government, and she hopes that if she casts her ballot for the NDC, they will be able to complete abandoned projects and make the country more developed.
Any of them at all can come into power. What they are coming to do is just, it depends on the people, whether it will be in the interest of the people. And if that's the case, then maybe like any of them, if the one who gets the votes, sure, I'm cool with it. Oh, for me, she has done her best. She has done her best. So if they should give him the mandate again, maybe she will improve more. So she can. Yeah, she can try. I mean, they are all trying, so yeah.
And you think Dumelo can also try?
Both of them, because they also have something ahead to do. So why not? The one who gets the votes should go. I'm cool with them all.
This is still Campaign Trail on GhanaWeb TV. We are still in the Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency, and we are currently inside Bawaleshi to engage with the constituents on the performance of their MP and if they believe her opponent will be able to unseat her. Come with us.
Oh, MP no tisono modiano kwari wonyamini moyade. Keka MP no tisodi oyade. But mean to me enyami nkwa na me vote. Mean to me nka say obia ni na adwin. Me ma adwin de oyade mami. If you say so enye say hu akire pe. Wo nkwa nenem na obejawo. Wo nkwa ne fie nsu na obe kraman bi wo. Wo nkwa ne fie no spirit bi be pamo. Ukwa no ho kwa ne wo how dia de ye wo hand obe solve ama. Ba onu nkwa de MP na wo ade oni enti boni wa. Enti me ntumi nka say ebi wo me vote ebi wo me vote. Ebi say me ble.
So as a constituent in the Ayawaso West Wuogon, she is looking at the one who can deliver the country from its economic woes and difficulties. According to her, that person will be the one she will cast her vote for. And for who she's going to vote for, she says it is only her who knows her decision. So we wait to see in December.
For me, I don't really do party lines. Me party, and I'm sure will be more than more. Say baby, I got Bruno. We are in 2024. Yeah, pe impuntua edi nyina ye ekoyanim. Enya obi a wo ba eye because of party way and e ba ye. Say am no ka say no. Oba pesua we say so a. Mama Lydia onam no si toilet, public toilet. Emma amamfo. If you move around her, toilet, public toilet, no see. Public toilet, omufanya den. Public toilet, omufanya den. Okwa den ke to abama wo say, wo ye mrahye bedwani. Enti ko na ko boama yen hyemra ebetimi akọ long way aboa enkofo anase nipa omote sa mpota we mu anase sa constituency we mu. Mo ye so relaxed. Me who ni say MPO hwan yo, they are just playing. Dumalo is on UG campus. And obasi students, ekọ omufie. Omama kwento na ebasi omukọ omufie, which I know so that project no will take more than thousands of cities. Says no obi ayeduma gun botom no kwakọ fund this project no. Obetra so on try so obe recruit says no. 2024, I'm not voting. Why? I'm not voting. I voted, in past elections, but this year I'm not voting. And this is the only protest I can do for Mother Ghana by not voting. And that is the only reason I'm not voting. Because who should I vote for? I'm asking, who should I vote for?
It's up to you to decide.
Who should I vote for? For what? To do what?
Nansenya ye ba betu aba no ena portros no be kata so mae ena ye ba betu aba na nsan no mo start ye o mo toilet kakra kakra ye den e mae na enu ne nkwa de mo mu mienu ni na mo ye pe on ba we kasa kasa de ada ye edu sa time na on betu aba ne de enu de be hu o mo na be kakra ye tu aba ne wi a enu anu no bi amba ye nchen bio ti se be san twen ya ti se 4 years ansana ya be de Oma sambe hwe nim no mama ye 113 ni 223 nipa kro baba be kache so o se me ba mutu aba ne mama na me bedi so a so wo hia mbo a opese onji loan and opese onsu ade pam opese onye hairdresser adwuma wo ba office we a ye be tro di na ya sure wo ni nipa kro be bo akra wo be ko adwuma na wo be didi no oma be sam ma sika wo be de obetimi dia ba adwuma no wa ye kakra kakra apon atimi apon ho eno ne dia beto ama no sisia de eno ne dia ewo mitirimu okoko mitin ne e kire.
All right, so for all that she has said, she is looking for a candidate who will center or who will base their message on the well-being of the constituents, someone who will provide them with jobs and properly take care of constituents who are found wanting. And for who she's going to cast her vote for, she says the power belongs to her. So for now, she's going to conceal it and make that decision coming December.
Currently, she's performing very well in terms of infrastructure because recently I heard she's doing like a toilet for those around to ease in case of midnight when you have a run-in, you get easy access to the place. And I think she's doing so well. That's what I have heard and I've seen. But the other ones, I can't see much. Yes. So far, so good. She's doing so well. For me, I'm a youth. So I want something that will help the youth in terms of employment when there is employment, because currently I'm done with school. I'm doing service. That one particular thing will influence me to vote because employment is key. When there is employment, there is source of income, and then that's all.
I've lived in around University Star Village. When you go to University Star Village, for so many years I've lived at the University Star Village. I've never seen even a renovation in the Star Village school. Now she has renovated the place, get a 6-unit classroom blocks built. We have never had anywhere that we can do this, our community research. She has even put up a community place. Baleshia, she has a community place at least. You could see, ever since she becomes an MP from 2018, you could see our roads. For me, I'm a single voter. I'm just a single voter. I will go and vote for Lydia Sarah Malhassan.
We are inside Jawulu, Baira Junction to be specific, in the Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency. We are here to interact with the constituents on the performance of their MP and what they make of their campaign messages. This is Campaign Trail on GhanaWeb TV. Come with us.
My Lydia, I'm sorry. Obaye, I no good kwan with my first name futuro kwan. Me will be pan. Edu year be I say first time na. But I bet you books in the back my school kolani na. Or ye be pan. Oh, for me dear Sangamisha. In Punto na ma many year na made na so. But I me dia to aba no.
So our brother here is speaking highly of Lydia Al-Hassan, who is contesting the Ayawaso West Wuogon seat for the NPP. And according to him, she has done so well that she has started most of the roads. The roads initially used to be untarred and dusty, but now, since she assumed power, she has started most of the roads. So definitely, he's going to cast his vote for Lydia Al-Hassan.
Like I'm gonna get Nicola 7. Nicola 7. Na say ama me bra ma show me back when we SS back to asakosha SS. That's a 7 ho me bra. Na say awa bebe so bo so na ambo ma. Nti man to abempa enkeye. Nti this am wa ile. Na sa na mo ze nyum rutwem na wa ti shirt wa mo. Me 50 cents menje. Because 50 cents the day ya mo tum bi o so we zin wa asa. Nti me menje. Nti mama ka try there bana woloba no me ewiase no engo kakla ati leader no pele ya obabush no onye bakasa ewo bebe ayete no eya lo woso pere wotunye mete high tension aso hade eya woso botunye na ba ma akapacho no mo wotunye because nya ego ye ma tension wotunye na ye kuma ejuma enyi won ya aba bi pe ejuma ntima mo wotunye o na wa aba obo nya aba kasa leja eya otu kele ohia mba no bi no wa abo he kakla one de tesa mi am ko nyina de no ho a de ba kama koma ma to ama.
According to her, she is looking for a candidate who will implement good policies that will benefit the future kids and her family as well, and not one that will come sharing T-shirts and other inferior stuff. According to her, on the performance of Lydia Al-Hassan, she has performed exceptionally well. But as to who she will cast her vote for, she gets to decide on December.
Ya bebu mi ha mi nya baby ne ya juma no me de na mato aba to no me de na mato se me to aba I have to get a stand se me gina so se we e na wa ya ama me enti me to aba ma no me ma nto ase me vote ba ko na anya hwe 4 years ago or try e kwan ni bebiri enti nyanka se o to aso no see a quine baby a per market per baby my market concasa by and quine.
She complained bitterly over neglect from the authorities and regarding the performance of the Member of Parliament of Ayawaso West Wuogon. She claims that the NP hasn't really done anything that will convince her enough to cast her ballot, and that she has decided not to cast her ballot and to boycott the coming general elections.
Ma Lydia Modie, yeah, what you're lying town. Ombaha. Mina me to Abamano. This year, Missing to Abaman. She said, what me sees here, baby. Not your father, what damn way. Last so by a so called bush, now call your head in one mouth. Come down. Yeah, to take one, baby, say how. Not solve my. Yeah, it's your had that Lydia the why cry, me cry in Ayaka. Because the man and Cosso. Because any phone any nam, I discount man for. To be brave trauma and this phone on to man. Near had ye 1 year in one, 10 year higher ye. Go for crack a setian. 10 year higher ye. Ubia yenny dear. I didn't tell your own sorry. Never be one who says you want a had ye, my missus here. And be naming to Mobia. Me knew be a idea. Nanka Lydia de na ko hwemeyem by say me ine sinchen say me to sorry me to abama MP bia you go to abama 3 times me hu hwe last NDC we be ni na ma hey me nya 200 bi share me ho omkwa me to abama but me nya share me ho me di twasi na why to abama mo de o mfa akra na watuka no to yesu etukwan in 20 ma this year de mokwa mo ka che me na meka obelu oluswawi.
Our mother here is a provision seller, and she has complained bitterly over the neglect of Lydia Seyram Al-Hassan. According to her, lots of the roads are not properly rehabilitated, and that she is not going to vote this year. According to her, despite the opponent's message, she's still not going to cast her vote, and she has cautioned the NPP parliamentarian Lydia Al-Hassan to improve on her work, else she may lose her chances.
Yenya problem wa ga shiye obia mfie omu bia mfie eti yabre abano kura ye nkoto biom eti ye fa ko enko be bia wa ye hwambo aye enu kura ye to abama no eti ye kura ye bufo afu ye no nya agro ye boafo wa papa ye kosa la ye gina wianu mu ade ye kokromoti ni ye nan ni ye sa ni ye tinyina ade aboa no wa so no ya hu san bia.
According to this artisan, he says the sitting MP hasn't done anything to help them individually. They encountered a problem, but none of the candidates even bothered to come and commiserate with them and even offer any assistance to them. So due to that, they are not going to cast their votes coming December 7th. We are here inside Agbelempe in the Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency. This seat is highly contested by NPP's leader Sayira Malhassan, who is the sitting MP, and NDC's John Seto Dumelo, who aims to create history by capturing the seat for the NDC. We are here to engage the constituents on what they think about the two candidates and the performance of their MP so far. Come with us.
What I can say is that Auntie Lydia is doing her best as an MP, because first in Agbelempe there's nothing like a police station, but with the help of her and the assemblyman, we now have a police station that will be open very soon. And about Mr. John Dumelo, he too, I knew he came even last Sunday he came to our church to speak to the congregation concerning his plans for the constituency or the area. So what I can also say about what he said or her statements, you can see that truly if he comes on power, he can also help in building the constituency. So what I can say is that it's about what the vision they have and how I can see that they can help. That will make me to vote. I can't say I'll vote for NPP or NDC, but their statements and how I see that, yes, what they are saying, it's not just words they are using, but it's something they wanted to do to help. That's how I'll stand on to vote.
But sana na camouflage. Or the Oma was scanning we are on Fawonya Shi. The Yasu and yes, Kentina, Yawa and mine. Nkoswana yepe. And one a yepe. Aha, and yes, streets are. Kano Yanibia between and also my emphasis. And the young man get to the pet at the Ayajuma. And you 5 million, 50 city, 20 city, and you're not in Iowa.
So to her, she isn't impressed with the performance of the MP so far because she hasn't really seen any developmental works ongoing. According to her, the women are clamoring for capital to start their businesses. That is what they are looking for. And if she can be able, or any candidate who can be able to do that, will be the one to secure their votes.
First, I know I have to move back from shop to shop. No, ne ya be kasani ade no, be mani de no ya onye ni sa. Aha. E na oba no nso no. O kai say corona time na adwuma ne say ye no. Onu kro to me frɛ ye nyina se o. Omo pama de hairdresser fo no. Omo bra na nka omo mboa ye nti ampampara nso otumi ye. E na kwan no nso no. Watumi asiesie. Sesi abelempe rose bebre na eso aye kama. Aha, nti wa ya de. Oh, ni performance na odwini pa ho. Oyobi a odwini pa ho. Oya de pa.
So, according to her, the performance of the sitting MP and how well she treats her people, her constituents, is what will influence and convince her to cast her vote for the sitting MP. According to her, the opponent is hardly seen around the area as compared to the sitting MP, which she believes will be an easy win for the sitting MP.
Me MP ni de oyade papa. Inside say, ye kwan a eda ekọ down ha say na esunye. Watimi abesiesie waye ne yie ohwe omo a omu ni bi ekunafo kese oboa ye patim ha. Ba kuna ni na yi no ye kan sen. De one ne preso ne de me share antene cancer. Oba but senior meti we kano maintain cancer.
According to her, the sitting MP has done exceptionally well with regards to her performance. She has been able to tar all the roads. Initially, prior to her winning the seat, the road was untarred, but she has been able to develop the roads, and that she is hopeful that she will retain her seat and she will also cast her ballot for the sitting MP.
Oh, but so far why street am I? Why light am I? So penisa.
According to him, he is not basing on the messages, the campaign messages the politicians have to offer. He will cast his vote for the sitting MP because he likes her in a much in a different way. Let me put it that way, for lack of a better word. The MP has done exceptionally well. She has reconstructed the roads and given them street lights as well. Our campaign trail ends inside Abelenke of the Ayawaso West Wuogon Constituency. We have spoken to several constituents who have expressed mixed reactions about the two contenders. A lot of them are aligning towards Lydia Sarah Malhassan. Others are also aligning towards her opponent, John Seto Dumelo. We bring you to an end of today's campaign trail. Mandy Ajiman reporting for GhanaWeb TV.
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation 2007.
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edges.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kwalebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@ghanaweb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
It is another episode of Everyday People on GhanaWeb TV. Today at the Dome Market, I am speaking with a student from the Accra Technical University. But currently, he has deferred his course to sell okra. I know you would be more interested in the reason why he decided to do that. Join me as we speak with him. My name is Victoria Chebafo. Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
May I know your name, please?
My name is Francis Butchie. Yeah.
So I see that you are selling okra in Nkrumah.
Yeah, that's the plural form of okra.
That's the plural form of okra?
Yeah, okra.
Okay. So for how long have you been doing this?
Okay, let me say a year and 3 months.
Okay. A year and 3 months.
Yeah.
So that was in 2023.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us how you started doing this.
Okay. Let me say I took over from my sister. Yeah. Who was hospitalized for some time now. Yeah. So taking over, you see, let me say we've been to school a little. So they used to do it in a normal way. So when I came in, I just added some little business or entrepreneurial skills that I learned in school to it.
Okay, let me cut you. You said they were doing it the normal way. How is the normal way done?
Oh, the normal way is they take it, sell it to the people, and that's all. But me, now I have a TikTok account, I have a name. Everyone who buys from me knows me as Assorted Okra. That's the name I used to sell my okra. So everybody comes around, I'm looking for Assorted Okra. Yeah, I do order for people too. I have people who work at the restaurants and they come for order from me. So I've taken it to a different level. Like at first, he used to sell to the normal people who comes to the market, but now I've been able to extend it a little, where I get orders on WhatsApp, and I do it for them later on, and I go and give it to them maybe after work in the evening, and I go and give it to them. Yeah.
So let's start from growing up, or let's continue from growing up. You know, usually growing up as a child, you would always want to wish to be somebody. Maybe I want to be a doctor, I want to be this, I want to be that. What do you want to be?
Growing up, it has been my dream and my passion to be an engineer. And I've pursued that to some certain level. I have experience in the engineering aspect also. I've worked with AA Adishare Company Limited. I've worked with JL Properties. Yeah, I've worked with them. I've done a couple of works. Even currently, there's a project going on in Winneba campus, 2,000 bedroom hostel facility. I've also worked there before. Yeah, so it's my passion to be an engineer, and definitely I will achieve it too.
So are you done with SHS University?
Yeah, I'm done with SHS. I'm in university currently.
Which university?
Accra Technical University, but right now I'll say I have deferred my course because the person supporting me was down, so I need to take over from here so that the business can grow.
Who is this person?
That's my sister. Yeah.
Where are your parents?
My dad is living at a different place and my mom is at a different place too.
So like they are separated?
Yeah, they are separated, but they've not divorced. Yeah.
So you are living with your sister?
No, I live on my own. Yeah.
So do you have contact with your parents, either your mother or your father?
Yeah, I went to visit my mother yesterday. Yeah.
How much do you make from selling it?
How much do I make from selling it?
Like daily?
Okay. It depends on the goods that I'm having. Because right now, my farm is inactive for now. So I'm buying it from middlemen. So let me say, yesterday I took a load of 1,040 cedis. And this is the remaining ones. Yeah. So if I should sell it and the people do not cry that I should add like jara to it, I should add more to it, and I sell it according to what I'm selling, I can make 400 to 500 cedis. Yeah.
So it means people asking you to add some to theirs when they buy it. It really affects you people.
Really affects us because they sold it for me for 7 for 4 cedis, 7 pieces for 4 cedis, and I'm giving it out for 5 for 5 cedis. But sometimes they ask you to make it 6. Some people will plead with you to make it 7. You have customers too who always buy from you, so sometimes we are a little bit passionate with them. So I can make it 7 for you, 7 for 5 cedi, and I will take only 1 cedi. So every 5 cedi I have 1 cedi. So when I do it that way, it reduces my profit. But if I'm to get it like 5 for 5 cedi, you get 1 cedi and 2 pieces. So if you should sell like 15 pieces, you get 2 cedis, you get 3 cedis, 15 cedis, you get 3 cedis and 6 pieces, which you can sew another 5 cedi out of that. See the
Assorted. Yeah. And I see you have a scarf on. Is there a reason why you have the scarf on?
Yeah, that's my market niche, because when everybody comes, they say I'm looking for the guy with the scarf. Even if the person have not seen me before, that's how they describe me to the person, that when you go, you see him with a scarf. So if the person doesn't see me with a scarf, be like, and then I'm not the one. Because maybe today you bought from me, you want your friend to come and also buy from me. That's the way you describe me. Okwa waboduku, bemana waboduku. So if you come and see any guy na waboduku na, and get me So I have different type of scarves. Yeah.
Okay, so the youth out there, friends like yours, who are done with school but are not doing anything, waiting for maybe a white collar job or something, do you have any advice for them?
Oh, I have so many advice for them. I want to tell them that they should find something doing, anything at all. Because looking at what I'm doing, I would say it's better than some white collar jobs. Because within a week, if I see my take home, it's enough. Even though the country is very hard, but I'm using it to sort out my things. So they should get something. They should try something. There is opportunity anywhere. See, some things may not look lucrative, but before you start it, before you know it, we should just add a little, let me say, a little mindset to it and change things, because people are doing things ordinary way. But if you go an extra mile, you can get extraordinary results, which will help each one of us. Because if I want to sit down and say, okay, I want to definitely work in the engineering aspect, so I want to go to school, I don't think by now, I don't know what I'll be using my life to do. But right now, I've been able to do some things and I'm raising my fees, and hopefully I will go back to school. So anything at all, provided it's not stealing, it's not scam, it's not fraud, it's not prostitution, and it's something that I would say morally is right, they are good to go. Because this is a big marketplace, and I would say this business has given me the opportunity to meet different people. Because sometimes when you come, we are like 8 Oko sellers, but when it comes to me, and it helps me to sell. And now even my sister cannot compete with him because I have more customers than her. So she's relaxed at home, taking care of the baby, and I'm doing everything, going in and coming out. Yeah.
Thank you very much for speaking with us. Yes, your social media handle.
Yeah, on Facebook, you can find me, Cannot Be Rich, Big Brain. My Nikki, Big Brain. When you go to TikTok, it's Big Brain or Assorted Oko. Instagram is Cannot Be Rich, Big Brain. Yeah, and my number is 0551 439754. Anytime, any day, Assorted Oko. I got you.
This is all Francis has to say about his personal life. He is never giving up today nor tomorrow. Again, this is Everyday People on GhanaWeb TV. I'll see you in the next episode. My name is Victoria Cheibafo.
Donald Trump has been re-elected as the president of the United States, and Ghana has 30 days more to its general elections. Here on GhanaWeb TV, we promise to bring you up-to-date update on what will be happening on the grounds here on the ballot briefing with me, Patricia Roxanne Hammond. And to our first story, the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Gbagbein, has once again suspended a sitting of the House indefinitely. The suspension was due to the MPP MPs boycotting the House sitting on Thursday, November 7, 2024. The Speaker explained that he had to suspend the meeting indefinitely because the House did not have the numbers to make decisions. He also said that there was no business before the House for consideration because the Business Committee of Parliament did not meet to present one to the plenary. Gbagbein expressed
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation.
2007. I was Ghana Police Service.
The sad reality that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial benefit.
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kolebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@GhanaWeb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
Welcome to another episode of Everyday People on GhanaWeb TV. Today at the Dome Market, I speak with Emmanuel, who sells pineapple. I want to find out from him why he decided to sell pineapple at a very young age or at his age. Join me as we speak with him. My name is Victoria Chebafo. Me who say oto abrobe. Person bisa say o sha say ebia infie saying.
Oh, ache kakra, ache. By years in the mean kind.
Person bisa say o sha say no kwala brem no. Na eden no na person ye e wo we sell by say obi ho no ma bia person me ko school wie na mbe doctor ni lawyer na say bi na person ye den.
Oh, me there me dey na be say me business because me ka say ebia one me pese me lawyer penyin doctor penyin police penyin ana impo soja penyin bi kura na me ni o penyin bi ho school na me ko ni na ebe kwa because this year na Ghana no ansa na wo be kwa wura edwuma bi wura be lawyer no age wa fa penyin bi so eno kura no ye fre bi protocol eno kura no ube hunu no ade ukura sad because of say oya hu ni pe bi anase oya we yansa na yetimi afa wo da pa say unnim penyin bi awom oya ya so ko anhwe kura na ene ma ebe mo atotototɔ wo betuatua no ade no de no kura na yansa so mfa wo so abaka agu enti mi de mi hu say fine mi ko school no mi me business even kura mi ko SS no business na me ye business for school enti na me ba edu weekends na ma beton pineapple edu manda na me ko school sa na me ye timi a me wie ye no na me am class no ebia metna sa bia me application akopa eduma obi wo ani pa no even at the end of the day no kra no e month ne be so no aketu ade be ma no kitu ebi eno so kra na wan konya ni papa be California so ati ase be California because when me say eduma no to accountant ma bet me eja anytime tin California ni be mu dia wa anyonya o say nja because me so ja ya usika ase timi am tuna se plan say ne sa dia ba ka fa pineapple na ma den maton ni nyina eye adwuma ni bi at the end of the day no na me beto ni hire nsuo e de gusu a menye bi edi menye bi ahwe mabusua menye bi so asevi ni nyina me am de me hu wura mu no say eye mame pressure bi anso nim tama me pena me ba tama me pena me pon because obi adwuma no yale kro so okọ yale ni nyina chi kura no bo so me be so no kura no aketua ne nsanso mba aso ayo California da fe na de ka ebia mi ken ebeduru on ebia na o parent teniska na ebia unim obia nso awokọ no so kopem moa bebia oye adwuma no obi ton aduane wo ho a ebia nipa na be hu mo bo se ene ma me ma obi bo so me so a oju aketua na no immediate da dia blame ba na me se bo so me ne ba so nso ama me ne be California na se aduane na nkaza odu aketua no wodi emu half e wo aduane nto je ya na aye so aja se ntim da ma ha me ho kra se ko yo bi adwuma
ti ndome akra ha na wo na se wo fi bebi na oba
bebi na me ba
wo fi
ni fi obo ase mi ni kwaku manu
fu menu twa
movie ni nyina ni fi obo ase
ti obo ase honum na wo ye pineapple na oba nkran hanom no e na be ye pineapple
na me ye go de adwuma o de na me ye go de adwuma but me ma me mo eba ha ebe settle wa ha sei ti a so mbe settle wa ha no ena ma o mo de ye nkwala ni nyina so ye de eba ha ti eba ha no ama mi kuro mu ono ma nko se mi ko ye adwuma because of say me busu afo nyina wa ha nti aya na me ko school aya na me ko GSS aya na me wie SS e wa ha nti na se me fa ne se bia makaha na e wonu go de dwuma no so sisi ano aban na abla na sinti wintimi nka se o koye ena no so enye because e say nsuo no ko ntino ama me ba say no aya na matna na me di me da start me own business me ye
na just say uwe SS na pe ena start
da bi me wa SS na me ye ana me ka say edu weekends me beton Saturday and Sunday Monday na me go school sana na me ye because me papa ni bi ma me ni bi timi me fa o how enko to mo so because of say enkula no ye doso ti nya me nko me until say nso me create bi ma me say be ya me side no enko ye we nti na me be ya scanner me nya no na me go school for week no yes and me we SS no ana me am to aso na me ye Tima ha me ho say ikoye obi adwuma. Although me ne ma me bi ko ton nua. Nua no de na ma me ne ye me no. Eni anje ho bad. Oh, boso me ne be so no. Na ma chim be 3 weeks. Asa na ketwa na aba. Timia me hu say we ne be boa me na nam de. Idi me hu be shey.
So enua no we enua for ho no ma. Omo mo ko school na so mo so we ya bi no mo ye.
Ko school. Omo ko school ba ko awie JHS. I say on wa electrician on wa ye na adwuma. Ba ko so we SS on so surveyor. Na me so me wa hanti me so na me pia mo kakra.
Apart from say bia where dia woton e bia we skadi film meto aduane mo ho no. But we don't say suba ka say if it me wo sha say woton pineapple to me aye say ni say an.
O we dey be ble.
Edu e dey say pineapple no the bar. Dodo say na the bar na dodo say so na to me ton.
Oh, pineapple no ebo no en sheda nye standard. Ana say ebo no sheda nye because enne no e bia na obekọ obetumi akonya bi ba ko 5 cedi. Ade chi obekọ obetumi akonya ne mensa 20. Ade be chi obekọ no obetumi akonya ne ba ko 10 cedi. Enti ebo no engina fa ko. But o down the bar. When the way abeton na at the end of the day no obenya bi ade beto aduane adi.
So the way draw ba market sada na ba say yanto bibi cry esipen.
Na me ya dum do bia me ba ye tobi. E ma me nya bi didi. Se me ka se me ba ma ba wa bla me nton ba kokora ya na me ye bonia ye ni ma ye nya me bonia ye ni. Me ba ye se ma nya bi ato aduane adi ma ton bi me bi akoto aduane but I didn't say at the end of the day no nya me be che me woni mo nyam.
So you heard it all for yourself from Ima. This is what he also has to say about his life. This is Everyday People on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Victoria Cheba. I'll see you in the next episode.
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign.
2007. Ghana Police Service.
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us on.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kolebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@GhanaWeb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence. GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the Organ Donation Legislation Campaign.
2007, our Ghana Police Service
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us on.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the Organ Donation Legislation Campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kolebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@GhanaWeb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
You know the saying that goes like your health is your wealth. So we are going to put your health in focus. Welcome to Health Focus with me, Stella J. Jomsodli. Today we are going to talk about a very important subject, a condition that every human being is liable to get at any
GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation in
2007. Our Ghana Police Service.
The sad reality is that today our democracy as a country is threatened.
Words of affirmation or love language comes to edge us.
When this bill is passed, more lives will be saved, and the financial
Kwalebu was, I think, 380.
380 Ghana cedis.
Yes. But private, some are 500, 450, some are 800, 860.
Per session,
yes.
You have to do 2 every
week.
Yeah.
Even if someone earns 5,000 Ghana cedis every month, that person cannot keep paying 380 cedis 3 times a week for dialysis.
Majority of the people who need dialysis to survive in Ghana don't even earn half of the amount mentioned.
Some people battling organ diseases end up losing their jobs because their companies cannot keep paying them for always being absent.
How are these people expected to afford the monies needed for dialysis as well as other expenses, talk less of the huge amounts they have to come up with for transplantation surgeries outside Ghana when they get donors?
It is because of these people that GhanaWeb in August 2023 launched the organ donation legislation campaign to push for the country to pass a law that will guide organ harvesting and transplanting.
As Kwalebu plans to increase dialysis fees, the situation requires quicker attention and action.
And so, we must get Parliament to start discussing the organ donation bill and pass it into law.
Now, when this bill is passed, more lives will be saved and the financial burden on patients would be reduced.
And that is why we need you to join us on this campaign. Join the campaign by sending a 1-minute video of yourself sharing why Ghana needs a legislation on organ donation now to editor@GhanaWeb.com or via WhatsApp 0552 699 625. Alternatively, you can share the video directly on your social media handles with the hashtags #PassOrganDonationLaw and #LegalizeOrganDonationNow. Organ failure should not be a death sentence.
We lived in a house where there was no
running water. We had to go to standpipes to go and fetch water, and would wake up very early in the morning to go and do that, and would stay up late to wait for the bread to rise, as we say, and put it in the oven, the mud oven, at 2 a.m. to bake, because we would have to have it ready in the morning. So now, if I have to do something for a client and it's urgent and I have to stay up to do it, it's no big deal. I grew up like that.
Hello there. A wise man once told me that if the world did not communicate, it would cease to exist. Well, it tells us about the essence and the power of communication. And right here in Ghana, one woman who started a small company 30 plus years ago has risen through the ranks to a point where today we call her the strategic communications woman. Esther Koba doesn't need much of an introduction, but I mean, we all can learn a thing or two from a sit down with her. She's our guest here on the Lowdown on GhanaWeb TV. My name is Eche Atisu. Hello, Auntie Esther.
Hi, Eche.
How are you doing today?
Really good.
And it's really an honor to be sitting across you here.
I am just delighted to be here and honored to be sitting on this channel that has grown from grace to grace to grace.
Yes.
Keep working hard. You're doing well.
Thank you. GhanaWeb is 25, but you are 30 plus years.
Before you were, we were.
Oh, yes. When did you start this? I have been thinking about this 30 plus years. How's the journey been like?
The journey has been exciting. I'm somebody that enjoys challenges.
Okay.
And also, I'm a people person. I like to work with people. I like to serve people. And I like, in my own little way, to use the talents that God has given me to glorify Him and to benefit my neighbor. And so, doing this for me has been in terms of fulfilling all these. And so, it's been exciting.
I mentioned in my intro that, of course, you need little introduction, but maybe today you tell me something that I've not heard or read about anywhere before. Who is Esther Amba Numaba Koba? I hope I got the name right.
Yes.
Okay.
Esther Amba Numaba Koba.
Lovely. That sounds like music.
Yeah. If you did literature, you'll know that
I did literature.
Is alliteration.
Yes, it is.
Anybody who wants to understand the world and live in it meaningfully reads literature.
I did.
Great.
Wonderful.
What is science without literature?
Definitely. Well, so who is Esther Koba?
GhanaWeb asking me who's Esther Koba. I thought GhanaWeb knew everything about everybody.
Well, for this moment, we'll pretend we don't.
Please. Well, Esther Koba is a basic Ghanaian girl born in Sekindi, lived part of my life in Sekindi, Salt Pond. My father was a postmaster, so we lived in different parts of Ghana. In the northern part, Boko, Yendi, Navrongo, Tamale, and then we came back to Sekindi, went through Boundary Road School, Ekwase Methodist, then back to my hometown, Komenda, where I attended Komenda Local Authority Primary School, LA, what you guys call Saito.
Saito, yes.
I am a pure Saito graduate and very proud of it.
Oh, nice.
And I wish that all Saitos would, have so much pride in themselves. So from there, I went to Mofratro, and then through Mofratro to Wesley Girls High School, where I was for 7 years, became senior prefect, went through to Legon, did my BA, went to Presec and faced the boys, taught at Presec for my national service, and then came back to Legon to do a graduate diploma in communications. From there, did a 6-month internship stint with the U.S. Information Service, then went on to work with GHOC, Ghana Industrial Holding Corporation.
Okay.
And then went on to Cornell University to study communication for developing nations and came right back and did 13 years with Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, where I set up the Public Affairs Department, and Shell and Chevron selected me to be the first public affairs manager for the West African Gas Pipeline Project, where I set up the the External Affairs Department, working with staff from the 4 participating countries, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Nigeria. Not to, you know, what is one of the things that is significant, that the woman who gave birth to me and was very dear to my heart and was just teaching me everything that I knew, died when I was 11 years old. She sent me to Mofretro on 18th September, and she died on 22nd September.
Just a few days after.
Yeah, but I think she had equipped me. And
even at 11?
Yes. We did everything with her. I say that I had a front row seat in her School of Entrepreneurship. I've been able to do this because of her. I mean, she was a multitasking woman, but focused. And we did everything from baking bread, making kinky, selling in the market, making toffees, biscuits, knitting, crocheting, sewing. Now I'm thinking, how did she do all that? And she involved us in everything that she did. I mean, we lived in a house where there was no running water. We had to go to standpipes to go and fetch water. And would wake up very early in the morning to go and do that. And would stay up late to wait for the bread to rise, as we say, and put it in the oven, the mud oven, at 2 a.m. to bake, because we would have to have it ready in the morning. So now, if I have to do something for a client and it's urgent, and I have to stay up to do it, it's no big deal. I grew up like that. If I have to wake up very early because a client requires something, it's been part of me. So that's how I grew up. And at the center of it all was my God. So she was very practical, but she also taught us to rely on God in everything that we did. That's how I guess I was able to carry on with my 4 other siblings after she died. So this is me. I love people. I love to serve. As I said, I believe that God has given us our talents to glorify Him, but also to serve our neighbor. So the work that I do, when I go to the bottom of it, is service to my neighbor and glory to my God. So if I'm able to go into a community, to go and work with them through communication, to learn about malaria prevention, I feel that my talent is benefiting my neighbor and glorifying my God. So there's that for me. So this is me. I like to work, but I like to have fun as well.
That's a quick run through your entire life. And you mentioned your mother. You also mentioned your father. In the background, he has been a postmaster.
Yes.
And all of that. Did all of these things influence your decision to go on the path of communications?
Absolutely. What it is we lived in Sekandi. That was our base, but we moved around. And each time we were traveling from Sekandi to Komenda, for instance, I'd see all these rural communities. And I'd wonder what could be done for them to live a different life. And being a postmaster's daughter meant that when we were traveling, sometimes we traveled in the back of a mail van. I'm sure that a lot of people haven't seen mail vans before. A mail van is a van with a huge back space where the mail bags were put. And there was a post office in every community. So we would stop and the mail van driver would deposit the letters, which meant I saw a lot of communities. And sometimes I saw the deprivation, not that we had much, but people lived in mud huts and all that. And I always felt, what would it take to work with them to have what would be a more comfortable life? At least in Secondary, we had standpipes to go to, but some of these didn't. And in Commander, I carried my water from the well. I carried it from a water body that we call poo-poo. And I mean, I lived the life in Commander. And I always felt, if I'm able to advance in my education, I'd like to learn something that enables me to bring knowledge back to where I have come from. And I'm also somebody that really likes to promote understanding and justice. So at first I thought about law. It didn't sit well with me. Then I thought about sociology and didn't get into that. So when literature helped me a lot to learn about human nature. And I tell scientists, until you have a good understanding and appreciation of human nature, your scientific interventions or innovations may have challenges.
And that's literature.
That's literature. And then I studied religions. And you know, Africans are extremely religious. So if you understand what drives somebody to do something, even when you have an innovation, you will understand why the innovation is there, but the person is not using it. So a lot of us try to inflict, develop innovations, inventions on people. And when they don't use them, we say that they are illiterate. And I tell them, you are illiterate about their illiteracy.
Not understanding.
No. You are more illiterate than them. Before you can make somebody literate, you have to be literate about their illiteracy. And that is what, and I think that is fair. Everybody has a right to be. So if we are trying to work with people to change the way they do things, it has to be done empathetically. You need to step into the other person's shoes. It has to be rights-based. And that is where I got it from, because I lived the life in Commander. So just going to tell somebody, drink pipe-borne water, you know, if the water body has been considered a goddess that has been pumping water out all these years, for centuries, watering and quenching the thirst of the people in the community, then you come one day with a standpipe and say, come and drink from it.
Change everything that they've known.
Change everything. Until you have understood why they will journey to that well every day, you can't change them. So those are some of the things that drive me. And of course, when you read the Bible, you will see that God and his son Jesus Christ are great communicators. Look at Adam and Eve getting into trouble. He's told them how we should live this life in the